Just talking about the shooter, I was just having a look at some information regarding that shooter that killed the head of that insurance company. Just some interesting details have come out. By the way, if you're looking for my channel, you can find it by just typing in Mirror World channel up the top there in the search bar to find it if you are watching on YouTube. Some little bits of information have come out regarding the United Health CEO. It turns out he was facing a Department of Justice probe for insider trading. Isn't that interesting when he was killed? So he was being probed by the DOJ. You might say, why would they kill him? Well, you take your pick. One would be if he was being probed for insider trading, he might give up some information on the individuals that were on either his own company, I guess, which he could be just siphoning information from that, i.e. insider trading, or connected to other people that have a pool of information where they're all insider trading, like your Nancy Pelosi's, so on and so forth, who have privileged information and then use that information in order to allegedly make a lot of money. But the individual UnitedHelthCare CEO was being probed by the DOJ for insider trading, that is using information obviously from his inner business networks or other people's in order to trade on, which is very popular in Congress and everywhere around the world actually. A lot of people in government do that in order to make huge vast amounts of money. A reward has been offered for $10,000 for the John Wick-esque shooter that walked up and shot the individual. I wouldn't go that far, but the individual himself or had ridden away on a bike. People saying, why would he ride away on a bicycle? Why didn't he ride away on a motorcycle like you see, assassins do? Shoot someone and then ride away on a motorcycle because it's more maneuverable in traffic, etc. Well, you can't really say based upon the movement which is seen here. He could be riding around on a motorcycle, so he's ID'd as someone riding around on a bicycle. Then he gets into a car, right? If you're riding around on a bicycle, it's going to actually provide you a very quick exit pretty fast. You can go on the sidewalk, you can do all kinds of things. If you're riding the bicycle on the sidewalk, people are not necessarily going to notice you in the same way as if you're riding a motorcycle on the sidewalk. And you can get away to your car or other subsequent vehicle in order to flee the scene. And the images that are shown to you, if the individual goes back to a vehicle that's out of camera shot, the images that will be shown to you are of the individual that's on a bicycle, which shown to the public. You're looking for a person that's on the bicycle. It's just a way of, it would seem, confusing the imagery that would come out. Even if the police corrected and said, no, we think he was on a vehicle, how do you know? Ride around on a motorcycle down to the nearest alleyway, go through the alleyway to the back where there's no cameras, get into a car, put the bicycle in a dumpster, and you're gone. And that's what you have. It served its purpose, right? As far as I'm aware, they never caught the person. They never caught the person. Now, this individual, these kinds of crimes are happening, in New York. And in New York, of course, is overwhelmed by crime now. They have lots of huge amounts of gangs there that have been imported into the city. So it's kind of difficult probably for the police to keep up with the amount of crimes happening all the time. So who's associated with this? Who knows? But there is the individual anyway, and that is insider trading. Now, they left bullet shells near the location which were listed as deny, defend, and depose. This seems to reference a book written by, as you can see the name there, J.M. Feynman, or whatever, delay, deny, and defend, which is referencing the insurance agencies and basically corruption involving the insurance agencies. Again, is this some kind of cryptic message to reference the book or the information in it, or is it just to mislead investigators? To make it look like maybe it's more of a a crime of conscience rather than just one where you paid money. Obviously I don't know. Decide for yourselves, but that is what was on the shell casings: deny, defend, and depose. Quite interesting, referencing that particular insurance book there. Why insurance companies don't pay claims and what you can do about it. Why they don't pay claims. Of course, if they paid all their claims, they'll probably make less money. Apparently, this particular insurance company, though, UnitedHelthCare, is making a lot of money. Now, if you have an insurance company and you have straight after a large gene therapy, which we now know, new news have come out with Splice. This is actually old news, but this has been confirmed recently in studies. Huge amounts of foreign DNA in the product, which causes, researchers are saying, based upon evidence, that is causing mass explosion of cancers due to an unknown cause, then you would think that some strange things would be happening there. A lot of people probably have to prove that something's related to something else or whatever they have to do to the insurance company in order to get these settlements. Insurance companies, I'm not even sure how are still afloat. Well, they soon won't be. Maybe it's just because people can't get the money out of them, I'm not sure. But the shooter themselves has gotten away, at least for the meantime. Now, it reminds me of that other case, very briefly, where you had the judge who was overseeing that Epstein thing, and an assassin came up and basically shot their son at point blank range. Remember that? There are all these strange things with, that are quite, that the timing seems kind of very apt to change someone's mind about something. Now, this individual was later identified as Roy Hollander, apparently, but, they've pinned it on him. Is he? Maybe he's associated with it, maybe not, but the same objective is achieved, right? You've got the crazed gunman story, and then you've got the outcome. What's the outcome of it? Anyway, and regarding this particular story, I found it interesting, that little detail, so I thought I'd talk about on it very briefly. Of course, you know that Nancy Pelosi is very good at doing trades, and her husband's worth $1 billion. And she's really, really good at trading. Some people say she trades with insider information because she trades better than the greatest traders on the planet Earth. How's that possible? Is it more likely that she trades better than the greatest traders on planet Earth because she spent her life analyzing markets, businesses, things of this nature, so she can predict things ahead of time, or predict things that are useful for her to make money? Or does she just get some information because she actually sits in a position where she'd get key information that no one else would know? It's an interesting thing. Obviously, a lot of people point to Nancy Pelosi, but if you think of Google, well, Google collects massive amounts of information so they can see trends long before anything actually happens. If someone is not searching for they get it ahead of time when it matters, right? So if people are not searching for something specific, then there's going to probably be less sales of that, where they can directly track to their ad data, right? So they can get very accurate data on how companies are doing long before it's ever revealed. I mean, they basically got a license to print money. I wonder where all that information goes. I think it's just sliced up and handed out in terms of favors, information, put it together in some kind of package and hand it to somebody. It's not actually insider trading, I don't think, is it? Because they don't actually have the actual information from inside a company. They just have such observational abilities that they could track probably more information that the companies are actually even aware of themselves. information, as they say, is king. By the way, my novel The Lift, which will come out on the 12th of December. That's next week instead of the 5th of December, in case you are watching or wanting to know what that particular novella is about. That is, it will not come out tomorrow. It'll come out next week. In the meantime, though, I'll see you all later.